Indian Army had carried out a successful surgical strike across the line of control after the Uri terror attack. The forces wanted to go deeper. They wanted to hit bigger terror training camps. But the commanders on ground and also the government had a rethink. They did not want to risk the lives of our soldiers. So next time, the government will not have to deter. India is all set to acquire 10 unmanned combat aerial vehicles from Israel that can loiter in the sky, acquire a target deep inside enemy territory, hit the target and return. This is a $400 million deal and it's expected to be inked when Prime Minister Narendra Modi travels to Israel in July this year. Shiv Arur with this report.
They're described in whispers as hell from the sky. Prowling airspace over the world's most dangerous zones, they keep a watchful eye by day or night. Sifting targets, zeroing in, and finally unleashing their fury with missiles. Combat drones like the Predator have proven to be formidable, indispensable weapons in the war against terror. In Pakistan, the dangerous Afghan border, and even Iraq and Syria. But one global terror hotspot has remained conspicuously drone-free. The Pakistan-sponsored terror camps in POK got a bloody nose during India's daring cross-border surgical strike last year. But they have continued to function fearless of drone attacks. All of that is set to change very soon, with India all set to sign its first deal for missile-armed drones. Reports this week suggest that one of the cornerstones of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's first visit to Israel in July this year will be a $400 million deal for 10 Heron TP armed combat drones capable of firing missiles. The giant unmanned aircraft are built to fly by remote control and fire missiles at standoff ranges, potentially across the line of control at terror camps. The drones could potentially also be used on the Indian side to hunt down infiltrators. India currently has a sizable fleet of Israeli drones, but uses them entirely for surveillance. While drones have been used to keep tabs on terrorist infiltrators coming across the LOC from Pakistan, they haven't been able to engage directly since they are unarmed. The Heron deal could change all of that, and Pakistan has been put on notice. Bureau Report, India Today.
India Today's editor Shiv Arur now joins me for more on the story. Also with me is Brigadier Mahalingam, a noted defense analyst. Shiv, I want to come to you first. Now, these drones, the UCAVs, they were on the wish list of the armed forces since 2012. They're finally likely to come in 2017-18. Quite a game changer, these.
This is by far the most significant arms deal that India will ever have signed, specifically pointed towards anti-terror operations. Gaurav. Now, we've seen Predator drones deployed by the United States military and the CIA against terror targets on the AFPAC border, as well as locations inside the restive tribal regions of Pakistan, also in Iran and Iraq and Syria, I beg your pardon. But the other big terror hotspot, which is Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, has always escaped the crosshairs of drones because India principally has never deployed missile-armed drones. So this is the first time that India is actually putting down a lot of money, $400 million worth, for the Heron TP, 10 of them from Israel, which are apparently ready to be delivered at short notice, very, very quickly. They've already been built and they're ready to begin deliveries to India, which means by this time next year, potentially speaking, Gaurav, there could be armed drone operations by India against terror camps in POK.
Oh, that's outstanding. That's simply outstanding. Brigadier Mahalingam, from a soldier's perspective, how will this change the nature of anti-terror operations?
See, first of all, I must say that in the world, there are only 3 countries which are supposed to have used this particular weapon, namely the United States, Britain and Israel. And India perhaps will be the 4th country. The other countries, if they have, we are not aware of that. Having said that, this particular weapon, how will it change? Now, firstly, the altitude of this particular weapon is 45,000 feet. In other words, it flies above the commercial flights. And second aspect is the standoff distance that you have gives the flexibility of operating where you want, because with the type of terrain that you have in opposite us and the type of weapon system and the deployment that you see, they will not be able to target our drones. That is the first issue. The second issue is regarding the endurance part of it. Now, endurance, as you are aware, when we did the surgical strike, our operations had to start after last light and it had to finish before first light, and the distance accordingly had to be curtailed. Whereas in this case, the endurance is 30 hours and this particular aircraft can continue for 30 hours. You can
continue to loiter. Yes, Brigadier, it can continue to loiter in enemy territory undetected, acquire the target, hit and return. There's more breaking news that's coming in.